Because I lost my dad at 17, we talk about death quite a bit here. My kids have never met my dad, but we end up having conversations a lot about death and grief and what that looks like. My kids have seen me cry over the fact that my dad isn't here. My kids have seen me sometimes get angry about the fact that my dad is missing different aspects of our life. But my kids also have big questions about death. And because I'm really familiar with talking about it all the time, we have those conversations. We talk about what it looks like when you lose somebody. We talk about the feelings that it brings out and why I might be feeling certain ways throughout the day. And in those moments, we're able to talk about my dad and we're able to celebrate my dad and who he was to our family. But I'm also doing my best to have these hard conversations with my kids so that when the time comes that they experience their own grief, they don't feel alone and they feel like they can talk about it. It's not an uncomfortable conversation in the way that they've never had it before, or they've never had those questions answered or been able to ask them. And I think sometimes they are awkward questions. Sometimes they're questions that I don't want to answer or that brings up my own grief. But I have found it's really helped my kids process some of the big things. I can't hide the fact that my dad isn't here. I can't hide the fact about what it does to me when I miss him. And I don't really want to, because we are all going to experience grief at some point. And I want my kids to be able to sit in those hard feelings. And I want them to not be afraid of it all and to kind of understand what's going on to be able to handle it. So we continue to have those hard conversations. We continue to talk about things that kind of make us uncomfortable and we don't really want to think about. But I think it's important for my kids. I think it's important for them, hopefully, to better help people in their life experiencing grief. I hope that they'll become people that people feel safe talking to about that stuff, even when we don't really know what to do with it and we don't really know why it's making us feel that way.